Time for a new Read It or Unhaul It reading vlog. I'm attempting to read my physical TBR one video at a time, and we started 2026 with 449 unread books, which is slightly better than last year. So we've made some progress, and now that I've added back all the books that I bought, it's not looking that much lighter, but it's still a few less than last year. So the first vlog we went through 3 books. Now it's time to pick for this new vlogs, and I'm nervous because so far this year I'm having the best time reading wise. I've found so many like 4 and 5 stars, and I'm nervous we're not gonna find more, but let's be positive. Green is fantasy, and you know what, that might be perfect because I have been going back to fantasy more and more. Will my lens focus and be on our side? I'll find out when I'm editing. Dents of Thieves. That's actually perfect. Okay, let's grab it. So my fantasy are in this bookcase, and it is right here. Perfect. Listen, I read, was it the Remnant Chronicles? The first book was A Kiss of Deception, which was a trilogy, I think YA fantasy romance, and it had a love triangle, and it became more and more political intrigue as the series went on, but I really, really liked it. And then I bought this one, Dents of Thieves, to read by the same author, and I just never picked it up. And I feel like that's my problem with some of the books on my shelves. They've just been there for years, and I want to pick them up, but then I just forget to. But not this week. I will be reading... Ooh. This actually looks nice. I will be reading this one. I don't know how connected it is because I do think they were part of the same world. I'll find out. Hopefully I don't have to remember too much of the series because it's been a while. If so, I'll read a summary or something online. But I'm hoping for fantasy romance once again because I'm in the mood for once. So I'm actually really excited. I feel like over time I've become more and more of a mood reader, which makes things hard for this challenge, but this is perfect. So I'm going to read the first couple chapters. I'll update you, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. So I meant to update you on the book after, you know, a couple pages, a couple chapters, just to tell you how I was going, first impression. And listen, I am 166 pages into it. I can't put it down. I have been giggling and kicking my feet the whole time. I keep putting it down purposely because I don't want it to end. Why did I ever doubt you, Mary E. Pearson? Like, I was so worried. I finished the other trilogy like 2017. So like 9 years ago. And I thought, oh, maybe, you know, I liked it more at the time. How would I feel about it now? Why did I worry? I love her. I'm getting book 2 as soon as I can because, I mean, I need to finish it first. Just in case. It's not going to be a problem. Listen, enemies to lovers and done well. What else could I want? Listen, there's even a quote here. What did they do to you? Like the whole like, who did that to you? Listen, I hadn't read a book with that yet. So I'm not a huge romance reader, but when they work, they work. And like banter and enemies to lovers tend to be something I like, but it has to be done well. And I feel like sometimes I read the popular ones. Listen, I'm going to go on a million tangents, but I want to read more romantasy. The problem is that I don't know what works for me yet because there's only so many that have. And I just need to accept that I need to read a ton to figure out what works, what doesn't, figure out authors I like. That way I can read those. I just have to accept that it's going to be hit and miss at first. That's okay. I don't hate the genre. I just hate some of the popular ones I've read. And like, doesn't mean that other popular ones are not going to work. It's just, I need to try them. So I'm going to go to a library sale soon and I'm going to buy some that I've seen or that sounds interesting. And then I'm going to also use my library. I need to get over the fact that I hate using ebooks from the library. They wouldn't connect to my e-reader for the longest time. I fixed that. But I have 2 library cards and one of them only connects to my phone. I hate reading on my phone for too long. So anyway, one of them works though. So I'm going to do that. Because I'm liking this a lot. Like I said, let me tell you what the story's about. I'm so focused on the fact that I've been having fun. Okay, so female, male character. They are both from different kingdoms we'll come back to that. So she is sent by her queen, which is part of the first series, by the way. You don't really, I mean, 13 chapters in, 22 chapters in, too early, but it kind of still gives you a bit more backstory, but so far it's not a deal breaker. I'll update you by the end. But she is sent by the queen to investigate some laws and treaties that were broken. So that's where she goes. And the male character, his father just passed away, and he's now the head of these other people who they believe they were creating their own society before the kingdoms. There are like 3 different ones, whatever, were created. They are just not recognized officially, and that's a problem for them. So she goes to investigate, and his father died, so he's now the head of these people. So that's going to clash. True reasons to be enemies, right? And when she makes it there, he's actually getting kidnapped by laborers hunters. And she tries to intervene, so she's kidnapped too. And they are to be sold in the mines to work, blah, blah, blah. So that's how it starts. But like, who hired these people to do that? They normally don't do that in these, you know, bigger towns. So there's more political intrigue that will be coming, I'm sure. But they have been kidnapped together. They escape, of course. But how very inconvenient. They are attached together by a chain. Oh no. Oh no. So they're stuck together trying to walk back to civilization. So they have to, you know, survive together because you can't carry a dead body the whole time. So you can't kill each other. You have to get to know each other, work together, walk together, banter together. And yeah, like I said, I'm kicking my feet. There's no S there, Emily. Feet. And giggling the whole time. Loving every second. So where I'm at right now, they're back into civilization, unfortunately. I'm at chapter 21. I said 22. 21. Listen, I'm having so much fun. I don't want it to end. And I'm worried that things eventually are going to go bad because, right? Now they're back. They're not sure, okay, what happened? What happened? Like, was it real? Was it not? Are we really just pretending? What's going on? What's going to happen with them? And can they not be enemies? Like, anyway, I'm loving it. Like I said, a lot more political intrigue will be happening if it's anything like the other series by her. You can see it brew. And I worry that it's going to end with something dramatic because it's a duology. I've already looked. I'm ordering book 2. I want to wait a little just in case, but like, I should trust you, Mary Pearson, because this is so good. So yeah, I've been trying to do other things to not just read. Like, I know I'm supposed to read, so I can pick another one after this for this challenge. For you and for me too, because again, these books are not going to read themselves. But I don't want to. I don't want it to be so short. Which, again, the moral of the story is I just need to find more romanticities that I will love. I just need to accept that. It might be a bit hit and miss at first. But then you find authors that you like and you don't leave their books for 10 years on your shelves. Anyway, I wanted to also give you an update. Look how good it looks. I have been trying to do hobbies for fun this year, and some things are going better than others. Honestly, I haven't done as much as I wanted to because I've fallen in love with reading all over again. Not that I wasn't into it, but at the end of last year, I had a rough time, and I've been having a lot of health issues, and every time I'm like, I'm feeling better, my body's like, you thought. So, you know, I'm trying to not say that anymore, but I'm back to filming. I probably shouldn't even said that. But for a while, I was having a rough time reading, and I kept putting down books, and now I'm like fully in love again. I've been reading a ton of nonfictions too. Like, again, I'm having the time of my life, so we're not saying it. I haven't done as many hobbies as I wanted to, but I'm still persevering in the paint by numbers. For anyone that didn't see it, I had gotten this kit. It was like 4-in-1 famous paintings with a black cat inserted into it, and I thought it would be hilarious to change them into my cats because I have 4 cats and they're all black or black and white. Right? I didn't realize how long this was going to take me because I started last fall, like September, I want to say. Each painting is taking me about 30 hours. So like, I mean, great use of my money. I think it was like $20, $25. So like, this is my 3rd one. And this is Claudia, or will be Claudia. It looks like I'm almost done, but you don't understand how tiny. Look at this. Okay? Tiny, tiny, tiny. The numbers are. I need the paper because some parts, there's no number. Like, I accidentally sometimes you start a number and then you stop to get more paint and then you don't remember where you were at. So I have like empty spots that I have to look on the paper for. Anyway, I still have a bunch to do, and I'm keeping Claudia for last because she is black and white. So I have to like draw or trace whatever the markings before I do them. But yeah, I'm having fun. I hadn't been listening to a lot of audiobooks, but I'm switching back because I tried to watch a TV show, rewatch a TV show in the background, and I was watching Desperate Housewives because I grew up watching it in French, and I've never rewatched like a single episode of it. So I decided to try it, and I have to stop, okay? Because I can't. I can't. If you haven't seen it, you follow a bunch of people on the same street, and everyone is pretending to be perfect, but everyone has like deep, dark secrets. The thing is, the true evil character for me is not like Gabriella sleeping with her underage gardener or people murdering people, literally. No, the true evil character, in my opinion, is Tom. Tom Scavo, I despise. And like, I think it's because he's the worst in a very believable way. Like, someone like that could exist. I feel like it's always like that. Like, fantasy books, you're reading an evil character and it's like, okay, like that would never happen, but he's realistically the worst. So yeah, I think for my own health, I need to stop rewatching it because I hate him so much. So I'm going back to audiobooks. The problem is that I've been listening to really like serious nonfiction, and doing them when I'm doing this or like doing some puzzles is a bit of a whiplash moment. But yeah, I wanted to show you Claudia. She's doing good. I probably have another, like, I don't know, 5 hours. It looks almost done, but it's not. So that's the progress. Me trying to not be in front of a screen all the time, but I can't read right now because I don't want to finish it. I need to get over it, though, because I still have a good chunk. It's a big book. It's like 500 pages, but giggling and kicking my feet the whole time. Like, I could reread this just for the fun. I don't reread books. Yeah, and it's just a duology, so I don't know if the rest is going to be like that too, because eventually things are going to happen, get dramatic, right? It's always like that. I don't want it to happen. I want everyone to be happy. But yeah, the good news is this is going well. Like, I know for a fact this is going to be at least a 4-star. Like, unless it crashes and burn. But again, I've read a trilogy by her, so why did I not trust her? I'm like angry at myself. It's been on my shelf for years. Anyway, I'm gonna finish it and tell you how it goes, but yeah. Okay, listen. I finished it. It was great. I still giggled and kicked my feet a couple times, okay? It didn't get fully too serious for that not to be a thing. I'm not gonna spoil you anything, but basically, like the other trilogy, there's a lot more building in terms of the political intrigue. So who truly was breaking the laws, conspiracies, a lot more happening. The war between the kingdoms never really stopped from the first series, which I feel like it would be better if you read it, but you can probably still understand most of it. Honestly, the only thing negative I have to say is that I kept forgetting that the main female character was 17, which I feel like is the one thing that makes no sense. I think the book in general would just be better if she were in like in her 20s or something, or 30s. But I kept forgetting that she was 17, which is probably for the best. So yeah, was it great? Absolutely. 5-star. 5-star. This was just so much fun. And I want some of my books to be a lot of fun, and absolutely was. You know when you finish a book and like, yeah, that was good. So that's it. I'm ordering book 2 and I'm reading that in April. April is my birthday month, okay? I deserve a gift, and that is the gift to myself. I just can't get over how pretty the spine is too, but I'm gonna have to put back this thing on top, but whatever. I mean, it's pretty too. Book 2 is really pretty too. It's all red. Anyway, can you hear her? Claudia is yelling at the door as always. She's always in the background. Even if I don't show her in the vlog, you can hear her. So I have to pick a second book. I don't even know what happened actually with the green paper. See, having cats sometimes, for cats is never a good idea. Which one, if you're interested, I could tell you all the ways they try to end themselves on a daily basis, because I've been having comments like, oh, you know, you take care of your cat so well, and it seems so fun to have our 4 cats. Don't get me wrong, I love them to bits, but they're basically like toddlers forever because they're trying to end themselves constantly. And 4 of them, man, do they have imagination. So yeah, I'm gonna have to write down this one again on a paper so we can put it in the jar at the end. But I need to pick another book, and you're currently on the jar. So I'm just gonna reach on top of you and we're gonna pick. I feel like I'm cheating. It's pink. I'll open, and I'm trying not to look before you do. Hopefully, I don't even know if the phone's gonna zoom, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. Was it backward? It doesn't matter. The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender. Oh my god, is the jar messing with me this month? Okay. This is another book that has been on my shelf for years. Yeah, because this, did I tell you how long I've had this on my shelf? Because I had to double check when it was published. It's 2018. I'm pretty sure I bought it because it's a hardcover, and I don't buy hardcovers. So that's another one that has been on there for years. Okay, so that's going to be in my everything else section. And I see it right here. Okay. Pretty sure this is why magical realism, which that tells you everything you need to know. This has been on there for forever because I don't read YA anymore, pretty much. And I don't read magical realism pretty much ever. There are a few exceptions, but like generally. All I remember, this has to be one of the first books I bought on Booktube. It's a girl with wings, hence, you know, the feather. That's all I know. All I know. And I've heard nothing but praises. As always, it's 300 pages, so we'll see. I'm nervous. I'm nervous, but at the time when I started watching Booktube, this was all the rage. So I can take my post-its and we're gonna get back to work. I try not to read the back anymore. I mean, at this point, it's too late. I'm gonna read it, but the amount of times I've been spoiled, sometimes accidentally, I don't read them anymore. Like, I feel like back in the day, we didn't watch reviews. We just read the back and went with vibes, right? But I really try not to because often there's spoilers. And like I was saying, sometimes accidentally I spoil myself. I did that with the Mistborn trilogy. I didn't know which book was the second book. So I read the back, and I read the back of book 3, which is the spoiler of the ending of book 2. So I don't read the back of books unless I'm like at the store or something. So yeah, I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to go and read the book and wish me luck. I'm worried. That's what I like to see. No, you were all cuddling together. For once, this one wasn't being rejected. I don't know why they don't love you, but they're pretty close today. A win is a win. Yeah, oh, look at Chunk. Hi, baby. Are you showing me your belly? Do you see it? Little teeth. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I read the first chapter plus the prologue, and so far so good. It's like 20 something pages. The writing is good. I was worried for a second, not gonna lie, but it doesn't seem to read that young, more like fairy tale-ish, I guess. I feel like that's kind of what magical realism is to me, so we'll see. But I think we might be okay. And yes, she was born with wings, so we'll see where that goes. And she has a twin brother, so I did not remember that. I don't remember anything else. I haven't been this torn about a book in years, I swear. I quickly checked the reviews. I try not to because I don't want it to influence my views, but the amount of people that gave it 5-star, I'm confused. It started good. I liked the writing. You are following a bunch of women in her family. Basically, it starts with her being born, and then you go back in time to her great-grandmother, and then you go back. Mostly women, not only women, in her family. And, you know, they all seem to have a little something magical. And eventually she's born with wings. So clearly there's something in her family. The thing is, okay, in the back it says, love makes us such fools. And that seems to be the message of the book. And I'm kind of mad because I don't even know how to word this properly. So just bear with me. But as Claudia sings in the background, that cat wants to crawl under my skin. She pretends she doesn't like me. And like, I'm not allowed to be behind a closed door ever. Okay, seriously. I'm gonna do my best, okay, to explain it. Obviously, the author can write whatever she wants. I'm reading my books based on my enjoyment, though. This is where, you know, the line is. The thing is, we're following these women that we're told they all have something magical, and then you see them one after the other ruin their life, their words, over men. Like, dumb of a men, too. Like, they make a mistake, and then they let it affect the rest of her life, which I understand back in the day, you know, one mistake could be life-changing, and understand, you know, not that many options. Blah. I understand it's realistic, blah, blah, but it doesn't have to be. It's fiction. It could be anything. And you tell me these, you know, magical women all make the same dumb mistake over and over again. Okay, whatever. It just, okay, let me give you an example because maybe you'll understand better. Let me try, okay, I have the quote. Okay, I have the quote, which, do you like my nightgown? Last night, do you know what happened? Middle of the night, I wake up in panic, loud noises happening downstairs. One of the cats had turned on the TV and the volume was way, way high. So I went downstairs in my nightgown and I had my water bottle for only protection. Clearly zero survival instinct in this house. And yeah, deep down, I must have known that it was my cats being, such security guards that they were all four on the couch. Anyway, let me give you that quote. I'm actually not going to read it. I'll insert it if you want to see it. But basically, one of her ancestors, I don't remember which one, doesn't matter. She's, you know, teenager, young woman, whatever. And she is dreaming of what she can do with her life. The war is happening. So she's like, do I want to be a pilot? Do I want to be a nurse? Like, she's trying to think what she could become. And she decides to be a flight attendant. She's like, oh, I could do that. That seems fun. But what she seems like interested in doing is not like traveling the world or whatever. No, she imagined herself just smiling to the right people, flirting with all the first class passengers. And then she says that she imagines herself going to the hotel room with the married pilots occasionally. You're telling me that this is what you dream, the best thing you can imagine for your life? Like, clearly there's something wrong with the women in your family. If, like, why do you, all of you keep doing stupid stuff? Again, could be realistic. It's the choice. I understand that. I find it boring. What a waste. I mean, if I want to see that, people wasting their life over stupid stuff, I can just look outside. But like, I'm reading for my enjoyment, and I found this so frustrating. So many of them kept doing the same stuff. And again, being labeled as love, which I need to mention, I don't think this should ever be considered a spoiler. Essay should not be a spoiler, right? There is a rape scene, and I'm just going to say it. It is short, but it's freaking graphic. Brutal. For what? The tone of the book, again, magical realism. Like, sure, they mentioned some serious topics here and there, but like, the way it was handled was not my favorite. We're going to go with that again. I'm trying to keep it in because I was so frustrated. Like, why are we labeling this as love? Because again, like, seeing what happened to her and like, oh, her scars from love. It wasn't love. Obsession, and like, it's not love. Why is she labeling this as love? The author, she. Like, I don't know. Okay, like, this feels so fresh. And like, I'm gonna film my wrap up right away, and I'm not gonna hear your own opinions of this one before. Like, I'm so annoyed because I don't know how to feel. So I'm gonna review in this video and the wrap up knowing not how to feel. I don't know. I've never been this torn And well, that's not true, but like recently, no, I clearly, you know, if you watch me, I have strong opinions. I know how I feel. I know how to say it usually, but this I don't know, because there was such potential and I really don't like what the author did with it. I think that's the best way to explain it. I'm sure there are more things that I forgot to mention. I put a few post-its. I'm trying to like check if there was anything else. But, oh, there's another scene. Again, to say, this is clearly older. Like right now, if this was published, I refuse to believe people would give it all these 5 stars. 2014. I feel like this used to be more acceptable. There's a scene randomly. This woman, she was 75 pounds her whole life, very like, you know, refusing herself any pleasure. And then eventually she starts eating sweets again and she gets extremely fat. And I was like, okay, what is going to be the message of that one? Because clearly we're getting so many great messages here. It never becomes a message. It was just a plot device for a male character to be introduced to get to that wonderful scene. Like, okay. And like, again, there's a bunch of things that are said that like, again, I'm not saying it's not realistic. I'm not saying that, you know, clearly sexism is a thing, blah, blah. Okay, I get that. But we would get weird things. Ugh, I don't want to read that. Let me find one. Very male-centered. There you go. I should just say that in general. The book is male-centered. Because, like, again, when to describe this woman being special, they'll be like, oh, no man within walking distance could resist a daily dose of the blonde woman's infectious laugh. It's like, okay, again, everything is so based on how men would react. And that same quote actually continues, right? Like she's selling at a bakery, and it's like, when they bought a box of chocolate eclair for their wives, they fantasized about licking a swipe of custard from the crease between Penelope's lovely breasts. Like, this is what I mean, but like, you're writing about this woman and it's just about how men fantasize about her, I guess. But like, it's always like that. It's always just, I don't know. You can tell I kind of hate the content, but like, there's so much potential. So I feel like I'm giving it 3 stars because I just don't know how to review this book. I guess it managed to make me speechless, which I always have things to say, but I don't know. I really like parts of it. Some of the writing, some of the magical element. I really wanted to root for these women. I hate what the author chose to do with it. I think that's going to be... I really don't know. I really don't know what else to say. So we're going to go back to the jar because that is my favorite moment of these vlogs. Actually, I still haven't found the other paper. So one of my cats must have stolen it. And I was just being proud the other day. I was like, oh, I just put the cover on top. They don't steal them. They do, okay? Don't get 4 cats. I'm going to put you right here. I have a pen. I have a little paper. So it was Dance with Thieves, which was my 5-star. I found so many 5-star this year. It's crazy. This has to be like my best reading year in years. So we have one. This one has the cover. So we had 3 from the first vlog, which was super... Oh, nice. That's it. Okay. We're just going to go with it. I kind of like it. So the first vlog, I had read 3 books. It was a very serious reading vlog, that one. And this one is like all that. Well, I mean, technically I kind of hated this, but like it started so strong. Again, this has to be one of the best books I've read this year. And I've read a lot of really good books. If you're looking for a romantasy, which I'm not a huge romantasy reader, but this was a good enemies to lovers. So we have one more, and then I have a lavender. Please tell me how you felt. I feel like I checked the reviews and they're all really old, so I feel like if you were to reread it, you would probably feel differently about it now than you did, 10 years ago. And maybe that's the difference. I feel like if I had read this 10 years ago, I wouldn't have had a problem with most of these things I've mentioned. It's like a couteau de tranchant. I don't know what it is in English, but like in one way, I'm glad that I'm more critical because I don't absorb all of these messages that are clearly harmful. So I'm glad that I notice these things, but it's frustrating because sometimes I would like to not think about all these things all the time, but I'll still find 5 stars. It's possible. Whatever. It's late. I want to take off my makeup and go to bed, so 5 books down. Part of me almost wants to put the other books throughout the year that I read in there, but I guess we do it at the end of the year, so whatever. Because I just did, you know, reading low-rated books on Goodreads that I already own, the lowest-rated ones. So I feel like I went through 4 books in that vlog, you know? I feel like they should count, but they don't. So it's okay. At the end of the year, because I'm going to really make it a priority. It's late, I want to speak French. Cette année, je vais vraiment faire ma priorité de faire beaucoup de ménage de ce que j'ai sur mes étagères. Parce que honnêtement, j'ai trop de livres. Quand je les ai réorganisés, j'ai vraiment réalisé à quel point there's too many. Okay, there are too many. I just want them to get out of my house if they're not going to be read. Some of them have been there for so long. I mean, again, I picked this up when I first started reading Booktube. So look what happens. I didn't like it because I waited too... Actually, I'm glad I waited until now because... Okay, I'm gonna go to bed. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I thought it was successful. Again, this feels kind of a letdown for an ending, but like, thank you, Jar. No. Switch that mindset, Emily. 2026 is going to be a really good year. So I'm glad I read 2 books that had been on my shelves for almost 10 years. Like probably like 8 years, whatever. Because clearly I wasn't going to pick them up myself. So thank you, Jar. I found a new favorite and one that maybe I'll include in a disappointing video at the end and I'll be able to rant at that point because I will have had more time to digest, because right now I kind of hated it and I can't word it better than what I've tried to do earlier. So I'm gonna go read in bed my highest rated ones now because that's what I'm doing next. I'll see you then. Bye. Yes, Claudia. Claudia. Oh my gosh. Do you want me to come out? Is that what you want? You want to go cuddle in bed?